Hey everyone. Today we're doing a little bit of a vlog. Y'all know I redid my shelves this year. I talk about it constantly and I'm sorry, but I'm just that obsessed with them. But I do actually need to do a little bit of a reorganization of them. After living with these shelves for a little bit, there are a few things that I want to switch around. But also, you know, I've got plants that some have thrived, some have died. So we also need to make sure they're all watered and taken care of. But also over here has kind of been a mess, particularly, and I just want to like clean it up a little bit, you know what I mean? And then after that, we'll take a tour of what is actually on these shelves because I know you can't see them because I've turned the majority of them around. And I'm pretty sure that's probably annoying to a lot of people, but I love it. But I will show you how it's organized, if you'd call it that, and show you the books. Sorry about my dishwasher right now. It is running, but I'm out of forks and spoons, so it needs to run. So let me situate you on the tripod and we'll get to organizing some of this. So my main problem over here is not really this top part, but it's the bottom part. Let me show you what I mean. I also have this is a new plant that I got from one of the plant sales that I went to, and I really need to put a bigger pot. It's like overflowing. Anyways, she is not the problem. She is not the problem. What the problem is that I have these two empty shelves down here. Oop, very dusty. I need to dust. That I've just put like extra crap in, and you can see it. So even though it's behind a chair, like I can see it. So I want to move some of these. This is a craft I started that never finished. My journal, some extra frames, some bottles, some extra stuff, like some crafts down there as well. I need kind of like a bin to corral that stuff. Maybe I'll get a basket of some kind to corral it. But for now, I think what we'll do is we'll move it behind the couch where I have the rest of my storage stuff. And then I want to actually move the contemporary romances down a shelf and then kind of spread this out a little bit more. So that way I could just have a little bit more room to breathe. This is how we are situated for now. Actually, I need to put that pot that looks just like that in there because I moved that plant up there. But yeah, let me go through each of the shelves and tell you what's going on with these. My dog cannot be bothered to move, so we're just setting up the tripod over him. So we're just gonna have to do. We have to make it work, okay? We'll make it work. Thank you, Leo. Can you go take a nap somewhere else? Go with Dad. Come on, go with Dad. So first we have my Sanderson books. I love the covers of these, so that's why they're up here. This is just a pothos plant that I got from IKEA like 2, 3, 4 years ago. It's finally trailing. I have never even repotted it. It's literally just in the same, let's see if I can grab it. It's literally in the same nursery pot it came in. That was the tag. I should probably give it some fresh soil. But my cats chewed on this at some point. The kids like to stick their fingernails in it. So it's been through some things. It's been through some things, and we're still surviving. So that's why I love her. Okay, this shelf, clearly not my children, not my family. I will put a photo in here eventually, like that's gonna happen very soon. I have a lot of photos of my children, so let me turn the books around and show you what's on the shelf. Okay, this is what's on the shelf. We have Across the Universe by Beth Rebus. This one is really good. I know there were more books in the series, but I only read the first one, and that's the only one I really liked. Just think like generations of people on a spaceship who don't know what their original mission was. There's that. Trail of Lightning and Storm of Locusts by Rebecca Rowan Horse. Very, very cool dystopian duology. This is my all-time favorite sci-fi adult series. It's very political, very many different moving parts of it. One of the coolest sci-fi series that I ever read. If you like things like, what is that James A. Corey series? That if you like that series anyways, you might like this. This is a YA series trilogy that I really loved. It's by Tawny Lynn Feener. This was again just like a mistaken identity girl with a prince from another planet. YA horror from Aaron Bowman. I really loved this series as well. Like almost like zombies, like really cool, really cool. And then this is more of like a sci-fi opera that's also YA from Mindy Arnett. Loved it. I love YA sci-fi. They're just really fun. This is an adult sci-fi romance that I had a really fun time with. My husband bought me this book, and I didn't really know too much about it, but I really loved it. It was just a fun time. And then another John Scalzi. This book is tiny. Teeny tiny. I can't even believe I read it, but I did. Really love it. Old people kind of sell off all their belongings to be like remade young again to fight in a war. Like they make them young again only to make them fight in this war where a lot of people are gonna die, and it's really fun. Then you have the entire Shatter Me series. Well, not all of them. I don't think I have the very last one. Maybe I do. I'm not sure. But they're like my guilty pleasure series. I just freaking love this. Love Warner. Love it. And then on this shelf, we have my lovely crocheted cactus that my sister made me, and I just put it in this paper bag pot. Again, it just wants to fall out all the time. I need to like pin it in there or something. And it looks very phallic, so I love it. And then just a candle with fake light in it that doesn't even work. And then this is my West Highland Terrier Murphy that passed away in 2020, like literally the month before COVID happened. My dog died. He was 13. He was our baby, and we loved him so much. We still talk about him all the time. So I put his baby picture up here to kind of memorialize him.
So then we have another YA, The Final Six. This is about people going to space. So they're competing to go to this Mars mission. The Goddess in the Machine, I think, is very, very underrated. Like, this is a sci-fi series, again, YA, where she is in a cryogenic sleep for literally thousands of years. And when she wakes up, they feel like technology is almost like magic. You can't have YA sci-fi shelf without Neil Schusterman. This Scythe series is so good. People have defied death. Nobody dies anymore. So these scythes have to go around and glean people just to keep the population down. It's great. It's great. The next section is the start of my contemporary romance shelves. Yes, I actually have contemporary romance books. Who am I? I did used to read a lot of these. They're primarily rom-coms, so that's why I have them. I love a good rom-com every once in a while. So let's see what these are. So first off, we have my book that spells my name right here. It was a gift from a friend that I really cherish. I thought that was a really thoughtful gift from her. And then we have the books. So these are some of my favorites on the shelf. Josh and Hazel, of course. This is pretty beat up copy, but I got it for like $1. So can't hate it. And this is usually what happens. Widow of Rose House by Diana Biller. This one is actually more historical, but I kept it out here because it kind of goes. You know what I mean? It goes. The Jen DeLuca series. The Chloe Brown, Denny Brown, the Brown Sister series. I haven't read this one from Tessa Bailey yet. Her books are hit and miss for me, but I figured this one was a good like beach read kind of thing. And then I also haven't read The Fiance Farce. I actually thought this was historical when I first bought it, and I didn't read the synopsis of it. It's contemporary, but it's also sapphic. So I still really want to read it. Haven't read this one yet. And then I have The Worst Best Man, The Hating Game, of course. I love The Hating Game. Some more Tessa Bailey, and then Sarah Hogle. This is one of my favorite unhinged reads. Like, this book is just completely unhinged, and I love it. And then Erin Sterling. I only have this one, but I've read both of hers, and I really like Erin Sterling's books as well. So these are all upside down because I literally just moved them from here, from down here. And they're backwards, so I don't care. Anyways, I have this special edition of the Lucy Score book, Things You Never Got Over. I have not read this one yet, but it came with a book plate, and then this is just a like special edition cover that I got that I thought was stupid cute. And yes, I did get it because there's a dog here. This book is actually one for my traveling book club that we do with Maggie for her Patreon. We all pick a book and then send it to the next person for them to read and annotate, and then send it to the next person and so forth. I sent my book on. This is the first one I got, so I haven't read it yet, but I have to within the next couple of weeks. So if you know anything about it, let me know. It is contemporary, so I'm scared of it. I'm really scared. And then I just have another Sarah Hogle. Sorry, they're upside down. I do have all the Bromance Book Club's books. The others are on that side. The Kiss Quotient, of course, by Helen Huang. One of my favorites. Kiss Her Once for Me is an arc. I love Alison Cochran's contemporaries. And then I also really love Kelly Siskind. This is her whole series. I forget what the series is, but like this one's New Orleans Rush is about a magician, and then this one is about a DJ, and then this is about a thief, and then this is a sports one with boxing, I think it was. So really love those ones. And then of course Sarah Hogle. And then over here again we have more of the Bromance Book Club books. I absolutely love this series. It's a small town romance series from Kelly Siskind. It follows different brothers, and this one is with like the golden retriever brother. I really loved this one. It was so cute. Diana Biller, again, is more historical romance, but I still really liked this one as well. This was with a ballerina. And then Red, White, and Royal Blue, of course. This is probably one of my favorite Christina Laurens. Like these two, all the Christina Laurens I have are my favorite. There's one about dating. What's it called? Where they're both college professors. That one too I really love. But other than that, I'm not really like the biggest Christina Henry fan or Christina Lauren fan, sorry, anymore. But these are the ones that like I really loved. And then of course the last one. I should probably put those Alyssa K. Adams ones together, but whatever. Ain't gonna happen today. Oh, and then on the bottom shelf, this whole bottom shelf is empty. The only thing I have down here is a book that's very, very heavy and very, very dusty. But I have one of the compendiums of The Walking Dead. This is a graphic novel. I love the art in it, and this is one of my favorite series, the TV show, the comics. The reason why I only have this one is because I borrowed the other two from my brother-in-law. So he has all the other ones. And this is the one I bought. So we share them. So you're kind of balanced not very well on my couch right now. But this top shelf is all Sarah J. Maas books. I have the ACOTAR series and then 2 books of the Crescent City series, which, gotta be honest, I think I'm about ready to unhaul the Crescent City series because it just really wasn't my favorite. I don't even think I'm gonna continue on, honestly. House of Sky and Breath really killed me. It just killed me in a not good way. So I have my most rare succulent cactus up there. That's called a mermaid tail cactus. It's basically a succulent plant, a euphorbia, with a crested cactus on top, and they graft it together and it grows like that. So that's why it's called a mermaid tail. And then that one is just a ripple jade plant. And then I have my lovely little candle that is like a historical romance looking lady. She was from Michael's on clearance and I had to get her. Then I have this shelf. This is all fantasy romance. In fact, the next 3 are all going to be mostly fantasy romance. So the newest book we have on here is my special edition of The Veiled Kingdom. It isn't the pink cover, but I actually wanted the black cover more. It has the gold foiling, and I love this one, especially since inside cover also has the couple. Love it. I also really loved this book. Gave it 5 stars. So the middle books, I mean, they don't necessarily go here. Like this is like a romantic comedy paranormal series, and then these are fantasy romance, and then these are sci-fi. However, they're all those mass market size, so I just kept them all together. Over here we have this is a book I got as a gift. It's one of my friends is went to a book thing in her state, and this was an author from her state. So it is on Kindle Unlimited. I just haven't read it yet. It's like time travel with a Viking. And of course I have I only have these 2 books of the Stars and Shadows series because these were my favorite. The 3rd one, not so much. And I haven't read the 4th one. But I do really love Holly Renee. Obviously, she's one of my queens. I really like this Elise Kova series, this one being my favorite. Duel with the Vampire Lord. It is an adult series, however, she does not write spice. So don't expect spice from this, but it is very good fantasy romance. And then I have From Blood and Ash, those 2 books. I only read the first one, didn't really like it. I don't know why I have the second one. I think I'm going to unhaul those soon as well. I think I said that before too. And then I have 2 books from the Savage Lands series, which I don't even have the first book. I just have those 2. Don't know why. The Book of G by Lily Archer, totally underrated book. Also, I got this as a gift from her. I think she signed it. Oh yeah, she did sign it. Yeah, I won like an ARC of this or something, which this isn't even an ARC, it's just the regular copy. Okay, my copy doesn't have the illustrations in the middle, but if you get the ebook of this on Kindle Unlimited, there are illustrations of this. What this is a Gaston redemption story. It's so good. There's so much banter. I absolutely loved it. If you love the one horse trope, there's a lot of that in this. If you love a reluctant hero, he's definitely one of those. Love him. And then I have my J. Bree books, of course, this being one of my all-time favorites so far. Love it. And then I have What Lies Beyond the Veil, some Scarlett St. Clair books, of course, Karina Halley, and then these Tessa Bailey books, totally underrated, paranormal vampires, and they're really good. Like, he wakes up in a morgue and is like, oh, sorry about that, and she's like, what? It was great. And then we had this shelf. I don't know why I have to say that every single time. Candle from Dollar Tree. It smells like watermelon. My daughter loved it, and I love the vessel. Listen, I'm never gonna light it. This is a Vicks plant, is what that is. If you get the leaves wet, it smells like Vicks Vapor Rub. Had to get a mantis because this is kind of like the monster romance shelf. And then I have one of the Arcane Society books by Grace Draven and Treat Me out here just because I love the art. I've never read that one. It's hard to see these books in the corner because some of them are very small. However, I have bought in like 2 of my weird romance books. And those are also in here. So like I have this one. And this one. These are like some of my favorite weird romance books, and I just kind of toss them in there. I really wanted to face this one out. However, it just keeps falling over because it is so thin. So 30 pages. Really just bonkers, ridiculous plot, and of course smutty. And then again, I have one of my favorite covers of all time, Morning Glory Milking Farm. Loved it. I really just love the cover of that book. I don't know that I love that book. And then I have my Kimberly Lemming books. I have the old covers and I have the new ones. This is like, at that time I got Drunk and Saved a Human was my pick for the traveling book. So that's why I don't have that one right now. It's currently being annotated. I Married a Minotaur. A friend gave that one to me. Wolf Gone Wild, of course. Games of the Orc is another beautiful cover. I have not read this one yet, though. And then, of course, my Katie Robert, like, monster romance covers. These are all just so, so pretty. It's really the only reason I have them, is I'm a sucker for a good cover. I have the rest of my Karina Halley books here. Don't ask me why they're separated. I really don't know. And then, oh my god, if you haven't read this series and you love fantasy romance, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? Every single book of this is 5 stars. Like, love them. How do people do this? I get so sweaty. Like, why am I so sweaty? I mean, it is like 76 in my house, which is absurd. Absurd. So this shelf is all of my favorites plus any special edition I have. I just got this one. The Other Side of the Mirror. This is by Dina Evan. I really want to read this soon, but it has these digital sprayed edges that are really pretty. They're just roses. But again, if you open it up, like, they're gray, but then they turn black as you do that. So I don't know why I love that. I just do, and I'm a woman of simple pleasures, okay? This is like a Fourth Wing metal bookmark that someone gave it to me because I think it's from Alcrate. Yeah, it's from Alcrate, and I certainly don't subscribe, but they're like, hey, do you want this metal bookmark? And I was like, heck yeah, that's cool. It's cool. But if I put it here, you can't see it. So I put it here, even though none of these books are Fourth Wing. These books are actually Sea of Ruin. Greatness. And then these are both Serpent and the Wings of Night, and then the Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. So that's what those are. Look, we're just gonna throw everything out here. I will put them back later, okay? I will put them back later.
A Fate Inked in Blood. I loved this book. It is kind of like a slower moving book for her, but like nothing in this was boring to me, so I loved it. This is the other book from the Grace Draven Arcane Society special edition. Just a beautiful book. Arcane Society, I really love their books, so haven't read it. And then I have the Arcane special editions of Serpent and the Wings of Night and the Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. Also really love them. These are so heavy, like honestly, so heavy. Fourth Ring, of course, the first edition with the dragon edges. This is the Waterstones edition of Iron Flame with these edges. I forgot I had even ordered this book when it came, so this is actually my second copy of Iron Flame. The other one I'm unhauling. Who needs 2 copies of that book? I'm currently in the middle of this one. This is the Fairy Loot Romantasy edition with the gorgeous mushroom sprayed edges, and probably one of the most beautiful like hardcover books I've seen, honestly. Like, I love that. And then these are just my Danielle L. Jensen books, The Bridge Kingdom, because I love her. Oh, and then these, oh my gosh, these are marble. I literally saw these on West Elm, something like it maybe, a long time ago, but then I found them at Big Lots. And I was like, I gotta get those. And they said 10 bucks on it, but I think I actually got them for like 40% off. So, sold. So up above here, I have one of my favorite fantasy series, City of Brass series. I love the David Bad trilogy. It's great. And then this guy, I think, is like an emerald cactus. Ahem. Sir, you need to move. I need to get to this shelf up here, okay? Leo, can you move? Can you go to the other side at least? Thank you. So this shelf and pretty much all the ones down from here, which I'll zoom back here, are all my fantasy shelf. So these are like adult fantasy books, I think. Don't quote me on it. The rest of the books are all fantasy. Between YA and adults. So this was a DIY I did a video that it was one of the more successful ones, and yes, she a little janky, but you know what, I think I got it. I think I got it. And in future ones, if I ever decide to do that again, I'll make it better. But it's basically just a silhouette base. And then I just have a funky little candle in there. Of course, my daughter put her fingernails into it, so it's kind of janky as well. This is the shelf. 2 of the greatest fantasy stories in my mind. The Night Circus. I love this book. I also love The Starless Sea. I have Ninth House and Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. I have not read Hellbent yet, but I really loved Ninth House. This series by Robert Jackson Bennett is fantastic if you like thieves and different magical things, and then a snarky key. Yes, a key. You might like that. One of the coolest fantasies I ever read. Each of the boroughs of New York is a person. And that's all I can really say about it, because I thought it was just really friggin' cool. The Atlas 6, and of course V.E. Schwab, Addie LaRue, and then Black Sun. I haven't read this one either yet, and I don't know why. I just haven't got to it yet. And then I have the Mistborn series and then the Poppy War series as well. Another DIY I did is just this clock. It is just made out of cardboard and plaster, basically. Look, we're not gonna look too closely at it, okay? Again, janky, but it was fun. It was fun to make. Then I have 2 little succulent plants here. This one's called Mother of Thousands.
Some of her leaves are getting old, but she's otherwise doing really good. They call her Mother of Thousands because every point on her leaves right here will have a little baby. That's how she procreates. I just have a little hello sign on there. This one, I don't know what she is. I really don't know what she is. She's not looking the greatest either. She's not looking terrible, but you know. This whole section here, I think is all the Lisa Maxwell series. Yes. I'm not going to turn them all around, but this is the whole Lisa Maxwell series. I love The Last Magician. And I love every single other book. It's gritty. It has magic. It has a very slow burn romance in it that's not really the central theme of the plot. The first one's called The Last Magician. I'm not going to turn those around because they're just so heavy. But I love that series. If you love like multi-POV, kind of like gangster stuff, definitely need to read that one. I have not read the last book, which is The Shattered City yet, so that's what it is. This shelf is all YA fantasies. They have romances in them, but I would say it's not like the central plot of the books. The Dark Shores series by Danielle Jensen is another favorite of mine. I just love Danielle's books. The Kendar Blake Three Dark Crowns series, and then this one, I think this is the first book. This series by Amy Tintera, highly underrated, highly underrated. They are like locked together in chains through most of the first book, and I really loved it. Like, this is just a fun fantasy romance adventure story, you know? And then of course I have my Reading Had to Get Her with a little Haworthia in it. And then also, this is like my Romance Landia map. This print, I really love it. I can't remember what the shop's name was. Clearly I need to dust it. Oh my god. But it's really cute. It has like brother's best friend Bay. We're just roommates Row. I love it. The Mountains of Miscommunication. Love that. I need to get to the last shelf, but Kitty is sleeping. We just need to move a little bit. Sorry, Pluto. Sorry, baby. Go back to sleep, okay? Go back to sleep. And then up here we have the top of the shelf. My display book is the book that got me into reading, Daughter of the Pirate King. Love this book. I have my string of bananas that I've had for a really long time. Somehow it keeps surviving. Every once in a while I put one of these strings like up here and it roots itself again. So, yeah. Don't ask me how that one survives. And I just have a candle and then, well, actually 2 candles. This is from a local shop, local to me. These smell so good and I want more. And then we have this shelf, which is more fantasy. Let me spin them around. This is kind of the start of the YA shelf. Belladonna, I haven't read. Love Amelie Wenzel's books, so good. This one is totally underrated. Fantasy that's set in the desert. Can't go wrong with that ever. To Kill a Kingdom, Sky in the Deep, these Hollow Vows, duology. It was okay. I liked it. This one is a debut that I still need to read. It is like a Groundhog's Day YA fantasy. Something explodes in a court and then the day starts over again and they have to figure out how to stop it. I really want to read it. TJ Klune, of course, the most adorable fantasy romance ever. Really love the series by Roseanne A. Brown. Another really good like duology. I think there was only 2 books. Was there a 3rd book? I don't remember. But I hardly ever finish series anymore. Of course, Daughter of the Siren Queen. And then all the rest of my V.E. Schwab books. This is the most special edition. Can you tell why? Can you tell why? Because there's a damn ribbon in it, okay? There's a damn ribbon in it. They need to do this more. More ribbons. We have a plant called E.T.'s fingers. E.T.'s fingers? E.T.'s ears? What body part are you? E.T.'s fingers. Can you tell why? They just have these little scoops. This one is pretty thirsty. I kind of need to give it a better pot because look, this whole thing just comes out of there. I should probably fix that. But here we have Remnant Chronicles. Love, love, love this series. If you want to read a good YA series that's fantasy romance, start here. I also love The Crown's Fate. This is by Evelyn Skye. She just recently wrote that book and movie Damsel, which I have that book somewhere, but it's with my daughter. Gallant also is V. Schwab, probably should go up there, but I think I was just matching sizes. And then the Dark Duet, The Savage Song and Our Dark Duet, also by V.E. Schwab. Then I have basically more Trisha Levenseller books. Margaret Rogerson, a couple of those. Little Thieves by Margaret Owen. Underrated again. Really loved this series. And then I have Legendborn as well, which is a good like King Arthur retelling type of thing. Gender bent King Arthur retelling. Okay, I have another empty frame and another random DIY that I did. These are kind of like all my tall YA books. I have Where Dreams Descend and When Night Breaks. Honestly, this book was a little bit of a disappointment, but I really love this one. This series, again, underrated. I think it's really good. They're like plague doctors and she has to hide somebody. Really good. Caraval, Strange Dreamer. Oh my god. One of the most, like, ooh, it's upside down. One of the most beautifully written YA books, honestly. And then my favorite duology from Mary E. Pearson, which is this series, or this duology goes along with the Remnant Chronicles, but I like this one better. And then we're at the bottom. Okay, this is like more tall YA books, and then my like horror thriller section, the random crap. And my favorite horror author is Grady Hendrix. I love this book by Ruth Ware, and then this series again by S.A. Hunt. Really, really underrated. She's a YouTube star that she does like fake vampire hunts, witch hunts, but they're not fake, they're real. And then at the very bottom here, I just have my pens, and then I only have read The Way of Kings. Eventually I will read the other two Sanderson novels, but those are like one day. So this is the shelves all done without the books being turned around. It's just too much for me. It looks cluttered. So that's kind of why I turn them around. So let's just go ahead and do that right now. And there you go. This is how they normally are. They are normally all turned around, and for some reason my brain just likes this better. It is what it is. Okay, it is much later, but my kids just came home, and my daughter brought me this. It's just a little flower with a little light on it for Mother's Day. Adorable. You better believe this is going on these shelves. I don't know where. Well, you know what? We'll find a space, because anything that I'm gifted or that I make is definitely going to find its way up to these shelves. So there you go. That is the full shelf tour of all these books behind me. Leo is glad that I'm done, so he can go back to napping on the couch where he belongs. Right? Yes, this is a good boy. So if you haven't watched me actually building these shelves out, painting them, sanding them, doing all the things, it took me a full week, and I filmed it all. So I'll leave those episodes down below by Leo for you to watch in case you want to. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. Bye! I don't know what is on your butt. Oh my god, he's got something. Can you see this? It's like, oh man, it's gum. It's gum. Great. How did you get gum on your bum? Why? Why? gross. You want me to help you with that?